Hello, everyone. It is the middle of the morning. I technically was supposed to go live yesterday, February 5th, but a lot happened. My evening was completely distracted, and I knew that's what the enemy wanted. So, y'all, please forgive me for doing this over in the morning live. If I have time, I probably will go live later on this afternoon. But if not, I will be live on Saturday. But my hope is to come back and go live on this afternoon. So before we get too deep into all that, how is everyone doing? Let me check in. How did your Thursday go? Because it's now Friday. It's still at 1:30 in the morning. And hopefully your week is going by great. God is just continually blessing me and my family. And I know there is more to come. And I hope He's doing the same for you. No matter how the devil tries to intercede and stop God and all the things that He has for me and my family, God still shows up and shows out. And I hope He does the same for you. I pray that He does. So I almost like literally went to bed, y'all. But I had to get up and do what I promised, which I was to go live every day this week. And since I missed Thursday, I'm going to have to make that up to you guys and do another live tomorrow. So, I did mention that I wanted to most likely do an apartment. So that's what we're going to be doing this morning. It's, what I say? It's 1:39 Eastern Standard Time. So we're going to go ahead and do a remodel on the Pinecrest apartments. This is unit number 404. I just realized, y'all, because I did play in this unit like years ago when this expansion came out. I just realized that the door for this apartment, well, okay, it's not this apartment, so they just get off and come around this way. I know, I was thinking that was the balcony for this one, for this unit on the side, because this unit has a balcony. So I did, forget in the midst of me reinstalling all of my, well, not all of my mods, but most of my mods, as well as all of my CC. I have gotten pretty much all of my CC in, but not all of my mods. I completely forgot, y'all. I did not put in my tool mod. So I won't be able to change out the windows or the doors, anything like I want to do in this. So I have to deal with whatever the Sims team gave us. I'm going to, let me just kind of look around because I haven't been in this unit in God knows when, and see if there's anything in here base game that I want to keep. Maybe this. Um, Everything else must go. Let's get rid of all of this and this little TV. I might keep the plant. See? Yeah. Let's get rid of that. Oh yeah, I can't replace the doors inside. I just can't replace the outside doors. Yeah, let's get rid of that too. I just need to redo both of the apartments. I am not planning to talk the entire live. I am going to make this a silent live because my house, most everybody's asleep. Oh, I could delete those windows. See, it's been so long since I've been in here. I didn't know I could delete the windows. I know originally when I got the expansion, I couldn't delete these. So, um, and you know what? Actually, hold on. Let me put those windows back. Okay. I'll keep the windows, but remove the doors and everything else. I am not sure why my headphones sound low for some reason, y'all. Hold on, I'm trying to fix them. Okay, let me see if that's any better. Okay, well, it's a little bit better, but all right. I do like that bed, but no. So I think I'm gonna keep the shape for the most part on this, but the decor, kitchen, gotta go. All right. So before I get started with any paint or anything like that, let me go ahead and put in some lighting. And if you're joining me for the live stream while you're here, please go ahead and click that like button and click subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. It does help my channel grow way more than you know. Well, like those little lights. So while you're here, click the button. It doesn't hurt at all, I promise. And you're probably gonna like what you see anyway, so go ahead and subscribe. Oh, I like this. I think, oh, push the wrong button, y'all. I think I want to use this in the room somehow, so I'm gonna throw that in there for right now. I thought there was a different one. You know, I'm almost tempted to make this with absolutely no custom content and then put it on the gallery. I'm tempted. But knowing me as I do, probably not gonna happen. Let me go for, that doesn't feel as bright as what I want. Let's see. I like that, but I will have to use a good bit of lights in this room just to make it feel the room. That doesn't seem bright enough either. Oh, hi. Hold on. It's so small. Is it Unicorn? Gotcha. 9766. I think I'm reading that right. Hello. All right. I am almost tempted to make this with no custom content, but I don't think I want to do that. Let me put the grid on real quick. I tend to use the same lights over and over again, so I'm gonna use a different light. I did save some base game items in the build that I may use. Let's see. Let's do one light here and we'll do one light here. Okay. All right. Now that I have that, I'm gonna go in with the wall color. Oh, blue does look nice. Let's do the blue. go for, oh no, let's do this door. Okay. Now let me go back to my paint. I need this to be like a neutral color or a neutral room. I don't know if I want to do green in here, or maybe a brown. This lighting color is not right. Okay, there we go, much better. I kind of feel like this kind of golden yellow color. And since it's already brown, we'll go brown there. I really want to use blue, but I want to just kind of stick to the paneling throughout. So, alright, let me do a towel for the kitchen and the bathroom. And 9 times out of 10, I'm going to change it out because I never keep it to the same one. Because I never know how, like what kind of look I'm going to go for. Let's find decent towel. Alright, we'll go with this one. Don't want to put the towel all the way around. I don't know. And since I was trying to go with the blue out there, I'm going to just put it in here. And I'll come back to the kitchen towel because I know it desperately needs something different. Let's go. Like, want to go warm gray? Let me see. Fix these lights in here. There we go. That yellow light was just like not it. Okay. Let me do the same. Well, no, let me do a towel in the kitchen. Let's see. Let's go with that one. And I'll need a towel that kind of offsets that blue a little bit. Well, that doesn't really offset it. It more matches it than anything, but ooh, too big. Better, but no. No. Don't want any of that. See? I like that. That does look nice. Let me see if there's a different. Oh no, it's not a different one. We'll just leave that as is. Okay, so I don't know if I'm gonna keep this console table or not. I'm gonna set it to the side for right now. And this plant, it kind of does go with the room, so I'm just leave it as is. So this one is probably going to be a quick one because it is not a huge home to actually decorate. I wish I could like change the outside color, but I'm going to keep it. Right. Let me go and see if I can find a rug, and then I'm going to go ahead and start decorating the rest of the apartment. So hopefully there is a rug that complements that kind of sage green color. If not, I'll go with something else. That complements it. But I don't need anything too big. Nah. Dang, I wish it would let me put that rug on the outside, but it doesn't like it's gonna let me. Do we want more of a rounder rug or something else? I don't even know what kind of style I'm going for. I don't know if I want to go modern, traditional, like a little funky like mid-century modern. I'm not even sure. I tend to go for one style and then I end up, excuse me, I end up doing like a modern or semi-modern style. So let me see. That's a nice rug. Mm-hmm. Yeah, none of these is like what I'm going for. Anything on this one? Nope. I do kind of like this more traditional looking rug, but I'm looking for something that like fills the space without overpowering the space too much. I call this like what is it, the Grecian key rug. Well, it almost looks like I'm not finding exactly what I want, but something. Let's see, throw this grid on real quick. Okay. That was nice too. I don't know. I'll go with this one for right now. And then if I want to change my mind, I can. So I don't need a huge chair. I want something I haven't used in a while. What's this? Oh, that's the pillow. Could do like a sectional. Now that definitely complements the green. Let's see. Oh, hold on. This did not go the way I wanted it to go. There we go. I'm gonna tell you, like, one of the annoying things in life, and this is before I put on the music, is someone who is intent is to misunderstand you. And that's like one of the reasons why I was not on my live. I was having a conversation which I thought was going to be productive, and it seemed that way, and it really wasn't. Um, you have to be mindful of the enemy, because the enemy will, in essence, use tricks to make you think one thing, and it's not what you think it is, and that's where the spirit of discernment comes in. You know, I literally thought that things in this conversation would be productive, but it looked one way, but it definitely wasn't that way. And I don't know why, because right off the gate, it was the intent was to misunderstand and not to understand. The intent was for the person not to take any responsibility for any parts that they played. And the thing about it is, this conversation was me supporting. It wasn't like really, about me. I was just supporting someone. And and I'm not gonna get too deep into it, but I just say that because you have to you have to have discernment. You have to be careful, because everyone who says, "Oh, I mean you well," doesn't always mean you well. And no matter how hard you try, sometimes there are just people out there who are just, their intent is to misunderstand you. Um, and in some cases, misunderstand people that you care about, in, whatever way that is, by the way. But I found myself like everything in life, you should learn something from it. You know what I'm saying? Even if it was a mistake on your part, or if it was a mistake on someone else's part, you want to learn from that, and grow. So let's say, for example, maybe, I don't know. Let's see. Maybe something happens on your job, right? And you know that you've been wronged in some sort of way, and things just don't pan out the way you think they should, and maybe you end up not having a job at the end of it, right? Yeah, could you, be mean and go back and try to, like, get at people who have done you wrong? Yeah, you could definitely do that. But at the end of the day, what is it going to solve? So it should be more about, what did you learn from it, versus trying to get someone back for what they've done to you that you know is wrong. Because vengeance is mine, said the Lord. The Lord's going to get his vengeance back one way or the other. Um, so when someone their intent is to misunderstand you, or to make something you say be misunderstood, those are people you have to be mindful for. And that's where discernment comes into play. And sometimes it's a lot harder than what it is. And for some people, it's easy, you know. But I'm sitting in this conversation. I'm like, okay, I had some vibes from the jump and I should have listened to my gut instinct. But, you know, again, I was in a supporting role. I was trying to support someone else. And as the conversation was drawing to an end, I realized very quickly that we were not getting anywhere with this person. And that no matter what we said, there was going to be no accountability. And then all of a sudden, I used one of my gifts. A lot of people call it a gift. I have an ability to hear things that you in a natural mind could not hear. Things that you probably wouldn't believe if I told you. But when I was saying stuff, I was immediately told, don't, probably not. But unfortunately, the door was open and I just made one small statement, y'all, and that's all it took. And in that moment, I said, oh crap, this is just gone completely left. And in essence, it was meant to. The enemy had a plan. He wanted it to go completely left. So that's just my little 2 cents. So if you ever are in a conversation with somebody, maybe you're just there just to support a person, maybe they're trying to address something. Be mindful of how people can take something you mean for good and flip it and intentionally misunderstand it. Because you have people like that. Their goal is to misunderstand you. And those are some of the hardest people to try to explain stuff to. There was a quote some time ago. I can't think of the exact words, but basically it's you don't argue with people whose intent is misunderstanding you. So just be mindful of people like that because their goal is never to truly understand who you are and what you're about. The goal is to, what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe frame something you say and flip it and make it incorrect. Those are people you have to be mindful of because they will intentionally make you feel bad, and it was like in that moment I was like, dang, I felt bad because I was using, something meant for good and it was turned to be bad. So, and I don't use this gift lightly. I don't just go out and volunteer it. Um, Even with me talking about it now, it's not, something I'm volunteering to do for anybody. I only use it when either the person asks, and this person asked, they opened the door. So when you ask the question, I'm going to walk through it and prayerfully you're prepared for the response. But they were not prepared for the response. They weren't prepared for, you know, my gift. Like my husband calls it my gift. I don't know what to call it, y'all, to be honest with you, but just be careful. Be careful of people whose intent is to misunderstand you, no matter how, right you may be or what your intent is. There's always somebody that is willing to misunderstand you. And even when I was like, hey, your perception is incorrect, it did not matter. They had made up their mind completely that this is what I'm trying to do. Like, yeah, you trying to do XYZ. And the Bible says, in essence, you don't argue with the foolish man. So I wasn't even about to argue. I was like, okay. I said, no, you were incorrect. And I moved on. But The intent was to misunderstand me. And so I let them. And that's okay. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes you just have to let people misunderstand you, and therefore you gather a better understanding of who they are, if that makes sense. So yeah, just be careful. Be careful of people whose intent is misunderstanding you. Because sometimes what you mean for good, they will definitely flip it to make it bad. And unfortunately, I had that experience it's last night now. Good morning. It's 2:08 in the morning. Do I want to put light switch? Yeah, I will. I'll put light switch here. Okay. Go in with my plugs. And welcome to my live stream. Just trying to remodel this apartment. I don't know. I'm like, I'm just replaying this conversation in my head. And it's like, I want to say it's not 100% bothering me, but it is. I'm not even going to sit up here and lie. Because I don't like when people misunderstand what I'm saying. I prefer you ask me to clarify. And then the funny thing is, that's what they did. They asked me to clarify, and then they didn't want to hear it. So I think, between what they called me and the fact that they didn't want to hear the answer to the question that they asked, which is for me to clarify my statement and what I meant, as well as use my gift, I was just like, what in the world is going on? But you know what? God is good. God is good. That's all I can say, because I was made to be strong, not to be weak. So, yeah, just putting that little story out there. Just be mindful of people who do not want to understand you. They want to misunderstand you. Hopefully that helps somebody. But I'm going to go ahead and stop talking, and I'm going to bring up the music. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of this live, and I'll check back in before I end the live off. While you're here, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to thumbs up, because it does help my channel grow, especially if you like Sims related content or simulation related content, because I do have some Enzoy stuff coming at some point. So be on the lookout for that. Enjoy the live.
should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're with my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some modestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable.
Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking.
Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
Okay, so I am officially done. I will go back and probably add some more decor. I wish I could put some stuff outside. I used to have a mod where I could actually put stuff on the balcony. So I will add maybe some more pillows and some more wall decor, but for the most part, this remodel is done for Pinecrest Apartments number 404. Um, Hopefully you like it. I tried to keep everything pretty simple so that I could finish it all in one mod. So not too bad. It took me almost close to 2 hours to finish it. I think I kind of got stuck on like closets and or dressers and like the decor to put in. But if you like what you see, definitely go ahead and click that subscribe button because it will greatly help me out and it does help my channel grow and helps beautiful people like yourselves find my channel and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it and thank you for hanging out with me. Those who visited, those who stayed for the long haul, I greatly appreciate it. And I hope you will like, subscribe, and share if you care on your way out. As always, be safe in the streets, be blessed, and I will catch you the next live or pre recorded video. Bye, guys.